because soy is an endocrine interrupter and it's inflammatory. So we've been producing soy-free eggs and the demand has grown exponentially over that period of time, over that 10-year period, that we're sold out every week of our eggs.
Welcome back to Chilli's farm. Well, technically not Chilli's farm today. We are out on a mainland trip, and today I'm here at Tall Poppy Farm in Victoria with Paola. Hello, Paola.
Hi, Chilli.
So tell us a bit about yourself. So what got you into farming, and specifically why regen farming?
Okay, well, thank you for stopping in and seeing me. It's a great privilege, so thank you very much. So I had a corporate career previously, and I've always wanted to. I grew up on a farm. My grandparents had a dairy farm, and we used to spend our summers there. And when I came back to Australia after working overseas for about 18 years, my son was very small and he wouldn't eat any food. And we were living in the city, so I said to him, how about we go out to the country? So we drew a ring around Melbourne. We bought a small property, only 10 acres, and he agreed to eat everything that we grew.
Oh.
So from somebody who ate toast and not much else, I knew I'd done something really wonderful when the first day he came in with the first egg that we had. So we started off with 3 chickens, and I caught him, he ate the egg and he was under the plum tree and covered in plum juice, and he'd never eaten plums before. So being a mum, I knew that the food that we produced on that little farm had to be good quality food. Mm-hmm. And so that started my journey into regenerative farming, organic farming practices, and to me they go hand in hand, because you need to be both, because it's all about soil health so that you can produce nutrient-dense food. And so from those 3 chickens, we now have approximately between 800 and 1,200 chickens on the farm at the moment.
Lovely.
We've moved to a bigger farm and we produce beef as well, and wine.
Oh, terrific. So a big question here. Over the last 10 years, do you find that there is more of a demand for your type of food that you make here? And please elaborate about it.
Okay, yes, I certainly do think so, because very early on we discovered that chicken food has soy in it. Mm. And as many people know, soy can be genetically modified. It may not be genetically modified. You can buy organic soy. But soy there are studies that show that whatever a chicken eats goes into the egg and goes into the meat. And so we knew that we didn't want to have soy, so we found a company that was removing the soy from the chicken food. Mm. Because soy is an endocrine interrupter and it's inflammatory. And so we've been producing soy-free eggs, and the demand has grown exponentially over that period of time, over that 10-year period, and to the point that we're sold out every week of our eggs.
Awesome. And
they're pre-sold, so about 40% of our eggs are pre-sold on a CSA type arrangement, and then the other 60% go into the shops and they sell out every week. So yes, there's been a big demand for our product. Okay. And for our beef as well.
Yeah, and so you do grass-fed and finished beef?
Yes, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, unvaccinated, no chemicals.
Terrific.
And we do natural wines as well, and so we're not ready to certify our wines yet, but we're hoping to get there.
That's enough for now. Can you show us around a bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go. So this is a old horse stable that my husband, so we've insulated the walls and the roof, and then on the walls we've relined it with tin, so it's really easy to wash out. So they'll stay in here until they come off heat, which is about 7 weeks, yeah. And then I move them to an outside brooder, what I call my outside brooder, before they go out in the pasture, so that they're not too small to get through the electric fences.
Ah, yes. So how old are they now?
These are 4.5 weeks.
Yeah. So these breeds are the
Lomond Browns.
Lomond Browns, and so that's different to the Highline Brown.
Yes. So we use these ones because we find that they're really good out in the pasture.
Yep.
So, and I've got a temperature thing there so I can see the temperature and just make sure that the temperature stays okay for them.
So what kind of bedding do you have here, by the way?
So this is a mixture of shavings and shredded paper.
Yep. And so it's kind of like a deep bedding method?
Yes, it's a deep bedding method, and we'll just keep adding to it, and then it gets cleaned out at the end of the 7 weeks.
Yep.
And we use the shredded paper for the first 2 weeks. And we do that because that means that when they come in, they learn to eat the feed, not pick at the shavings.
The shavings, yes.
Yes. So that's my egg packing shed.
Yes.
Do you want to have a look in there?
Sure.
So what we do is we've got the blue eggs, we keep them separately, and they go into our CSA boxes.
Yep.
So we've got a cool room, packing area, hot and cold water.
And so do you wash the eggs then?
No.
No, you keep the bloom on them?
Yes, we keep
Lovely.
the bloom on them, and I'll show you how we do that by using technology in our vans.
Oh.
So we'll go into this van here. So the girls have been in this paddock for 30 days. So they'll then, later this week, they'll be moved to completely fresh ground. Each pen is a different age and a different set of dogs looking after it.
How many chickens fit in one tractor?
So we put 400 hens in these tractors.
Yep.
So they're moved daily with the tractor.
Yep. And there's a tractor attached to each one so you don't have to...
Yep.
Lovely.
So, and then if you come in here, so basically the hens have laid the eggs and the eggs are clean.
Beautiful.
Everything in this is controlled by this chicken master. So the doors open and close, the lights go on and off, the nesting boxes open and close so the hens can't sleep in the nesting box.
And they can't poop there.
No, so that's how you keep your eggs clean.
Lovely.
So that's why we don't need to wash the eggs. So you can see they come out all really nice and clean. So.
Terrific.
Yes, go away. Go away. So, and yes, we do keep roosters in our pen, and they're for the blue egg layers. So later in this season, I'll pull them out and then I'll take them into a house pen to get them to lay so I can hatch out some more.
Ah, yes. And these roosters, they do some sort of protection as well with the dogs.
Yeah, they are. They do. But really, before we had the dogs, we lost 70 hens in the space of 2 weeks to foxes and eagles. So yes, the house hasn't been moved forward, so we move it forward every day. And you can see we're almost at the end of this paddock, and then they'll move over that way.
Awesome.
So, and the other thing that we've done is we've put extra nesting boxes at the back.
Okay.
Because we found that when the girls are young, that having that extra nesting boxes is really helpful.
So that they don't lay on the ground?
Yeah, so they don't lay on the ground. So they're not all standing there waiting.
So you don't have any ground eggs? Wow. And this box is what fixed it?
It is, from my perspective, yes. I can only talk about my chickens and what we do.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes some pens you might get 3 or 4 that get laid on the ground every day, but generally we don't get any eggs on the ground. I won't say never, but generally.
Yeah.
They're chickens.
And so your feed, where do you get that feed from?
So we ferment wheat and peas on a daily basis. So we ferment it for 3 days. And we feed that out every day. Plus we give them the organic soy-free pellets.
Cool.
That comes from Queensland, from Country Heritage Feeds.
Could you please talk about your rotational system?
Okay, so this is a pen for 30 days, and this is at the end of 30 days. And so what we'll do is we'll go over to the other paddock and I'll show you where the chickens were 30 days ago, 60 days ago, and 90 days ago. And we'll have a look at how the ground's regenerating. So all the pens get moved in the same week.
Yep.
It just makes it easier and more manageable. And I try and move them on the full moon.
Oh, why's that?
Because the full moon is when parasites are active, so
Yep.
to try and get any, so that way then you're getting them on clean ground, so you're not removing them. So this paddock just here, so this is 30 days after chickens have been on it.
This paddock right in front.
Yeah, this paddock right in front of us. So that's what it would have looked brown and like that before,
Yep.
and this is 30 days later.
Amazing how 1 month it's just bounced back.
Yeah, it is. It's truly amazing. And look, different times of the year it takes different
Yep.
amounts of time. And then, so this paddock here, this one here, this is 90 days.
Wow.
Since there've been chickens on it. So I have put a cover crop in here, so you can see the cover crop starting to poke up through here. The peas and wheat and veg.
Yep.
And then from about here, this is after this tree. So it's not a lot of difference between the 60 and the 90 because it was so cold in winter, and you can see this is 60.
Yeah.
So from here down, this is 60 days.
In spring though, the growth would be crazy.
Yeah. So this is my little herd. So we've had some legacy issues where water is either at the top of the paddock. Any water that we've put in the centre of the paddock, because we find that that's the best way for doing our rotational grazing. So the cows were in here for 24 hours
Yes.
and they were moved this morning, and then I just moved their laneway so that they can get to the water in this paddock, and then
Great.
they'll move around that way. And I've left that middle paddock in there free. My idea is that I want to have a look and see what difference it makes, whether the paddock's been grazed or not grazed with the chickens going into
yeah.
spring. And we never graze the same paddock or have the chickens in the same paddock at the same time each year. So we're always adapting our rotation. So we're not just following. So next year they won't go in this paddock and then go to that paddock during this winter period. We'll always be changing it. So next year they might come into this paddock in summertime, if that makes sense. So we try and change the rotation around. So the animals are not in the same paddock at the same time of year, and the chickens are not dropping their droppings at the same time each year.
And so what does that do to the paddock then?
I think it just gives you the ability to, nature isn't the same every year.
Yes.
So what we're trying to do is mimic nature and look at where the grass is our best, and that's how we decide how we're going to rotationally graze our cattle. And I'll also look at where they were last year this time and try and not put them in the same spot, just to try and mimic nature and be doing something different, not repeating the same thing every year. So not saying this is the first paddock where we start off at the beginning of spring. So we started off at the very front of the house and we've moved that way.
Okay.
So last year we started here. So just trying to make sure that we're changing all the time. And last year in spring, the chickens spent their time in the paddock closest to the green shed. And this year in spring, they'll probably spend their time up on the hill over there.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
A couple of things. So we normally have a mineral trailer. Because it's so wet,
yes.
we don't have our mineral trailer out at the moment. We follow, we use mineral salt in a tea bag and put that into the water every second day.
Okay.
And that's to keep the animal in a neutral state, so not acidic, because when a cow or a chicken, and we do the same for our chickens as well, when they're in a neutral state, then they're less likely to have diseases and worms and any of those things. So
Okay.
we haven't used any medications on our cattle in a long, long time. So, and anyone that does, we do move them off the property because we don't want to eat any animal that's had antibiotics.
Yes.
So, and we won't keep them in our herd.
So this mineral salt, where do you get it from?
We buy it from Vitec Minerals.
Okay. Interesting. Because just a little note that I should keep in my phone.
And that's where we get all of our minerals from, is from Vitec Minerals.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's really
Okay.
cold.
Yes, it's freezing. Thank you, Paula, for showing me around your farm, telling me heaps of things about it. It's very amazing. And just one quick question. Where can people find you? Where can they buy your produce? What about your Instagram? Where are you?
Okay, so we have an Instagram page, we have a website. All of our produce is sold into Melbourne mainly. And on our website it's got all the shops where you can find it, or you can join a hub and join a CSA.
Okay. And the CSA gets a special blue egg in your
Yes.
packet too?
Yes, when we've got them. Yes.
Yeah. Terrific. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.